Hello everyone, welcome to the Guitaristas. Thanks for joining us. I've got a knife poised today because I'm going to do something a little bit different. As you saw in the thumbnail, I'm going to unbox a new black Gibson guitar. Okay, and I thought I'd do this because I haven't seen this yet. And if you follow the channel, you may be aware that the last black Gibson that I bought, the Les Paul Jr., that I still own, hang on, it's this one, I'll show you. This one here, that I fondly call Scratch, because when I opened this, it had, it still has got fine scratches all over it and all sorts of finish issues, you know, wire wall marks and stuff. You won't be able to see them probably now, but they're there. And I did a whole film about this over a year ago now. There's the link. If you want to go and watch that, it's a bit depressing, quite frankly. There's a bit of a saga, but you know, if you want to go and check that out and catch up with the story first, please do. But please come back, put that down, because now, over a year later, I've bought another black Gibson, okay? So I'm sort of keen to find out if it's true what the shop that I bought that one from told me. It's quite normal, you know. No one believed it. I didn't believe it. None of you lot believed it. But, you know, despite that, they said, oh no, it's perfectly normal for a black nitro guitar to be all scratched. It's really hard to make them in that finish. Anyway, I didn't believe it. I thought that one was just, you know, well, been basically an ex-demo guitar that the shop had made a mess of, quite frankly. Everyone else believes that, but the shop to this day won't admit it. So that's done now, you know, that's done. Watch the film and you'll see, you'll find out all about that, and you can see the comments and stuff, and you can add your thoughts to that debate if you like. But anyway, let's open this one and find out if it's the same, shall we? Were they telling the truth? I'm hoping that inside here is a sealed Gibson box. Let's open it and find out, and then we'll go from there, shall we? Let's start that process. Here we go. Right, so first, yeah, okay. Looks like the security seal is unbroken, so that's a good thing. Yeah, looks like it, doesn't it? Same on the bottom, same on that end. So, okay. Yep. Okay, so I think we can assume that this has come from Gibson and it ain't been opened until now. Love the way they pack these. Plenty of to keep the case stable. Here we go. And it obviously it's in a case, so you can tell it was quite expensive. Not that there are any Gibson guitars that aren't quite expensive, of course. But there you go. I'm excited. And I really want this guitar to be great. Here we go. Just looking from here, I'm tentatively, can I see any scratches? No, I can't see any scratches so far. Can you see what it is? Let's get it out. Oh, Nice case. We've got all the stuff in there, strap, sealed bag, which is no doubt got the photo in it and stuff. Just put that back. So nice plush red case. Look at that. It's very cool. And it's got a nice rubber stopper at the bottom to stop it breaking. They pack them well. Right, let's get that out of the way. Well, that unboxing, that was filmed last weekend, okay? And that's already gone out on the subscription TV channel, theguitaristas.vhx.tv. So if you like that kind of thing, unboxing and other, well, there's some other sort of stuff I'm doing as well. That's going to be a regular thing on the TV channel, okay? I've included that in this review because it was relevant to this. So I've tagged that on, and now we're going to get stuck into what we normally do here, which is take a closer look at the guitar and take it apart and all that. But first of all, the important thing, there aren't any scratches on this one at all. No scratches whatsoever, okay? It's a virgin guitar. It hasn't been handled. It's come out of a box. So it ain't been played, hasn't been handled. It's got no scratches on it whatsoever. However, and there is a however, black nitrocellulose does show all of the imperfections underneath the paint, i.e. in the, the body blank before it was painted. And as I can see immediately on this one, as was the same with scratch, you can see kind of a waviness to the finish underneath, which is just weird. It's kind of an uneven thing. You can't see it in normal light. You probably can't see that at all. It probably looks like a perfect mirror finish to you. But at certain angles, I don't know, even this will, see if I can't even get that in a light at the moment. Let me just adjust the light and see if that works. You can see what I mean, I think, in that shot. See what I mean? It's a bit weird, isn't it? See that? Yes. There you go. Right. That's what I'm talking about. Let's put that light back. It isn't great. I've got two other black nitrocellulose guitars that don't appear to have this problem, and that's an SG Custom from 2017 and an old 2010 SG Standard 2010. This just doesn't have that. It just doesn't have that problem, whereas this is kind of a, yeah, it's just a bit weird, really. I don't know if maybe they've changed their manufacturing process. They had meant to be improving QC. I'd say that is a QC thing. It's not a great finish. The paint, the lines on this are a bit weird as well. These are the things I don't like about this guitar. Let's just get it all out of the way. The lines aren't great, on the, in the cutaways and stuff. Again, I'll try and show you what I mean. They're just like they're not right. There's a little bit of a, looks like they put too much paint on. It looks like the body's shaped a little bit sloppily and they put too much paint on to cover up the blemishes underneath. Apart from that, it's really cool, isn't it? So look, I'm just saying, all right. I'm just telling you that my first impressions. Oh, look, great, love. My favourite guitar, potentially, apart from maybe SG Junior, Les Paul Junior, is Gibson SG Special. Ebony is not my favourite colour to have it in because it shows all sorts of imperfections, which are slightly annoying, really. I'm sure that no one will see them on stage, and I'm sure there are people that say, oh, stop moaning and just play the bloody thing. So we're going to do that, okay? But first of all, we're going to take a closer look. Yeah, we are going to take an even closer look. We're going to review it, okay? We're going to talk about it, and we're going to do the neck measurements and stuff like that. And we'll have a look at the electronics and under the pickups and stuff. It's a bit late for me to say this, but yeah, I talk a lot. This will be going on for at least another half an hour probably. So if you haven't got that amount of time on your hands, the timestamps are in the description box. So skip forward to something that interests you really, what it sounds like, for instance, or what the neck profile is, or whatever it is. But yeah, so that's an option for you. If you have got a little bit of time, you know what to do. Go and get a drink and let's get stuck in. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so hopefully that's all the nitpicking out of the way. And I'll carry on now with an entirely positive review. I do love this guitar. I love the look of this guitar. I love SG Specials and I love Gibsons. So just wanted to point out maybe the imperfections. Now we can crack on and enjoy this guitar for what it is rather than what it isn't, okay? So the SG Special, famously played by Pete Townsend, Tony Iommi, sorry I can't say that, Carlos Santana played, I can't say Carlos Santana either apparently. He played one at Woodstock I think, didn't he? Great guitars. 1961 they were introduced with all the SG, the new SG shape, weren't it then? And it's kind of been in production ever since, although at various points Gibson gave the SG Special name to a cut price Gibson SG Standard, basically, you know, the faded ones and stuff like that. They started calling a cheaper range SG Special for quite a long time. And I suppose they are SG Specials, but this is a proper SG Special. And you know, the difference is that the SG Special's always got P90s and it's always got a wraparound bridge. That's a proper vintage correct, if you like, SG Special. So if you've got an SG Special with Tune-o-matic bridge and humbuckers, it's really an SG Standard. It's just a cut down, like they call them tributes sometimes, they call them fadeds. I've got an SGJ, which is the same. Sometimes they call them SG Specials, okay? So, but I think they've got the whole historic thing back in order now, haven't they, since 2019? So this will be in the Gibson Original series. Specs, it's got a mahogany body. It's got a mahogany slim taper neck, they call that. We'll measure that in a minute. It's a set neck, obviously, as all Gibsons are. This one's got a rosewood fingerboard. As you might be able to see, it looks extremely dry for some reason. So I'm going to have to put a bit of lemon oil on that when I take the strings off in a minute. Medium jumbo frets, 22 of those. Obviously, you've got the nibs on the end. This will have been plecked. I think that's right with all Gibsons, isn't it? So we don't expect any issues with the frets. It's one thing you can say about Gibsons, isn't it? Thinking about it. The fretwork's always great. The nuts, not so much. This one is spec'd as a Graphtec nut. So the material is promising. However, you can see, you know, it's got that typical Gibson look where it all looks a little bit too tight. We'll have a closer look at that in a bit, and hopefully there's no sticking points there, okay? I haven't really played this yet. I've purposely not played this because I wanted to keep it scratch free for this bit really, or for, you know, yeah, for this bit. Because the minute you start handling these guitars, you will start putting scratches on them. It's just going to happen. And I'll, I think by the end of this, it'll have some scratches on it. Because it's such a soft finish, this nitrocellulose. It's such a soft finish, and I don't know if it ever properly dries, to be honest with you. So you'd be careful with this, as I've learned at my expense. Putting it on stands, putting it on stuff like this, you know, if you leave it on there overnight, you know, you probably end up with a mark on the back of the neck. So you've got to be careful with these things. Anyway, what was I talking about? The nut. Oh yeah, the tuners. Yeah. Gibson Deluxe vintage style tuners with white buttons. All looks nice. 2 P90s. The wraparound bridge, compensated lightning bar bridge. That's what they call that one there. That was introduced in 1963. The earlier ones, 61 onwards, had a non-compensated wraparound bridge. I'll show you the differences when we do the comparison with my custom shop one, because that's based on the 61, so that's got the non-compensated one. So we'll show you that when I do that. 2 volume, 2 tone controls, 3-way switch, small pick guard, as opposed to the large guard, the one that covers the whole area, which they went to that, I think it was 66 or 67, they changed to the lard guard, the lard guard. Look, there's the lard guard. That's what the lard guard looks like. And this is the small guard. Right, being an SG, it's going to have a lovely weight to it, and that is 6 pounds 12 ounces. Or, you know, just over 3 kilograms. So, yeah, we like that. Let's just weigh this lightning bar while it's off. 73 grams, standard piece of metal. So a closer look at the board, as I said, it really needs a drink that. I'm going to do that in a second before I put the strings on. You know, the frets are tidy. They're a little bit murky, they're a little bit cloudy. Give them a little bit of a polish. When I put the, what I normally do is when I put the lemon oil on, I just kind of give them a bit of a rub, clean some of the dirt off them. Yeah, no nasties, I don't think. Just kind of hand tooling marks. Let's have a look at the neck profile and measurements. Okay, here's the neck profile and my measurements at the 1st fret. And here are the neck profile and measurements at the 12th fret. Standard Gibson slim taper. Now I'm just going to pop these pickups out, and we'll have a quick look and see if there's anything to see underneath, and then we'll take the readings. So these are the, as you can see, they're on some sort of spring foam affair. So it'd be interesting to see how these are fitted. These got these 2 long screws in the middle. As we know, these will go right through into the wood, unless there's a plate or something underneath. I think Gibson used to do that. So let's have a look and find out. So I may be speaking out of turn here. Yeah, it's not a screw actually, it's a bolt that, so I imagine there's a metal. I don't know. I'm doing it again, aren't I? Let me have a look and find out, and then I'll tell you what's going on. Idiot. Crikey, it's tight fit. Probably, oh, there's a plastic cover come off. I should have probably loosened the, oh, damn. I've done this wrong. I've done this in the wrong order, okay? So now what I'm going to have to do is backtrack and take off the control plate and give myself a bit of slack in the wiring department. But because I've loosened that, I'm going to have to be careful. Don't try this at home. There's nothing impeding the pickup cables coming out, but that seems a little bit tight, so I'm just going to take this one out first. See if I can make any progress. This is definitely the point where something could go terribly wrong with this whole thing. Cover come off. These springs are a little bit, look, they, see what's happened there. I've gone quiet because I'm looking at these springs that it came out rather easily. And I'm just thinking, how am I going to get them back on? Yeah. And what's going on? Some murkiness under there. So that's, I'm just trying to work out what that is. Just kind of manky old bit of wood, I think. All right, let's just try and pull this one out. There you go. So what's that then? Just a rough bit of wood, I think. Yeah, it's a loose bit of wood. Hang on. Anyone remember these from the 335 upgrade? Look at that. It's just a loose bit of wood. Yeah, you can see the route a little bit more now. Anyway, while we have loosened this pickup now, just about got enough. Oops. I told you there's going to be scratches on it by the time I finished. Yeah, so right, so they've got these metal plates, and the pickup bolts from the middle just go into those. And now what I've got to try and do is not lose that. Try not to lose that inside it somewhere. Now what I've got to try and do is, see, they have that spring underneath, so I'm not sure how easy this is going to be. I'll speed it up. But anyway, look, yeah, moving on. There you go, lead P90 soap bar. There's a date, 18th of the 11th, 21, 22nd, 11th, 21 for the rhythm P90 soap bar. So there you go, that's what they are. That's what that looks like in there. And now what I'm going to try and do is screw those back in. Wish me luck. I think the good thing is that because it's magnetized, those springs do seem to stay in place when you do that. Oh, I think I've got purchase. That could have been a lot more difficult. Phew. Well, that's one anyway. That's a bit of a relief, to be honest with you. I thought I was asking for all sorts of trouble there. That's cool. Right, so let's take the readings. I forgot. I was going to do that while they were out, but I was so keen to get them back in again. I thought, concentrate on that. One thing at a time. Okay. Let's have a looky here. Neck pickup, or rhythm, as it says, 7.94 kilo ohms. A 6.22 Henrys. And on the bridge, a 7.97 kilo ohms. .38 Henrys. So let me just, so the bridge was 7.97 and the neck was 7.95. So they're almost identical, those. Kind of vintagey readings, I think. Middle, 3.98. you know, halfway. Let's flip it over and have a look in that control cavity. Hand wired, as it says, braided wires, orange drop caps, 221s. That's it. Yeah, you can see all that, can't you? Gibson pots. So I imagine this is all 500k. And the wiring on this, yeah, the caps are going from the centre lug on the tone controls to earth. Same on both pickups. So there's no, I don't know what you'd call that wiring. Standard wiring, I don't know. It's not 50s wiring, I know that. So that's a mod that a lot of people would make to this. There you go. Oh, let's pop that back on. So there you go, under the bell-shaped 2-screw truss rod cover, you have the bell end style truss rod adjuster. That's what that looks like a little bit closer. And there's initials in there. What's it say on this one? Looks like RLB. Don't know if you can see that. But the one thing I always say about Gibson truss rod adjusters, they always look like they mean business. It looks like there's plenty of adjustment on that one. I won't try and tweak it unless I need to. I rarely do. So whether or not it works or not, I doubt. I don't know. I doubt. No, I do. It will work. I don't know is what I was trying to say. Anyway, that's that. So I'm gonna put that back on. And I'm going to put some new strings on after I've given the board a little bit of an oil, and new strings, we'll chin it up, and then we'll be back in literally a minute. And well, no, it'll be about 5 seconds probably, depending on how long I keep talking. And we'll plug it in, see what it sounds like. All right, see you in a minute. Okay, new set of strings, Ernie Ball, regular slinkies, 10-3-46. A lot of people ask, that's what I always use. New set of those on here. As you can see, the fretboard's looking a little bit more attractive now. I put some lemon oil on that, gave it a bit of a wipe. So we're good to go. Unplugged, just quickly, it sounds like that. This setup always sounds nice and bitey and sharp and open. So, right, today's rig, I'm using the Marshall today. I figured Pete Townsend used high watt, Tony IMI, Laney, you know, big rigs. So the closest I can get today is the Marshall JCM 100 with an attenuator, obviously. So I've got it cranked, and it's, you know, it's in that nice, well, what I think is a nice sweet spot. And it sounds like this, okay? So on the bridge pickup, tone and volume fully cranked, no pedals on at the moment. You've got this. Certain amount of touch sensitivity. Dig in. And same on the neck. It's quite dark, the neck pickup. And this is a really bright rig. I mean, on the bridge, you've got this. So you can hear how bright that is. We'll go through the tones in a little bit. But yeah, you got this clean or and obviously if you want to put a bit of drive on that, put the super overdrive on, you got that. Something like that, isn't it? So, yeah. 2, 3, 4. Tone and volume controls. Volumes, okay, volume. Tone, start with the bridge. It's a bit disappointing, that. They're not great, to be honest with you, are they? I mean... I mean, they get to a nice place, but there's not much in between, is there? That's it, that's all you got. Okay, moving on. Right, I'm back. This is the bit where I talk about how I feel about the guitar, how my experiences throughout this review have what sort of bond they've created, I suppose. I try and talk about, yeah, I mean, all my reviews, you know, when you come to the end, sometimes I'm really excited and sometimes I'm not. And I think there are a number of factors that contribute towards that level of excitement. I'm a little bit on the fence about this. I'm surprised to discover, really, because obviously when I start rolling the cameras, I think, well, what I'm going to talk about, and sometimes it's easy, and sometimes I think, well, I don't really know, because there's been a few things that have, you know, kind of cast a shadow. In particular, just now, the playing. I've obviously just done the playing this morning, and I've had a little bit of struggle. So, and a lot of people sometimes say, oh, you know, you can tell you love that guitar because of the way you play it. I think sometimes that's true. This felt great to play. It really, I mean, I'm at home with an SG. Obviously, it felt great to play. There was no problem there. But, so I decided to use this Marshall rig. And, you know, and obviously changing the rig from something that's been working, I mean, you know, I do it quite often, but changing the rig, using something different, once you've dialed it in, you're committed, you know, you're committed. That's what you got, that's what you're working with. And I don't think it was perfect. I think I got some great sounds out of it. I'm not disputing that. Or I hope I got some great sounds out of it. That's for you to judge, isn't it, really, not me. But it seemed to be very microphonic, and it was you can hear a lot of that, and it just occurred to me at the end. I just plugged it in again, and I found I heard some really weird overtones, and to be honest with you, I'm wondering if I've cooked the amp, because I've got it dimed so much. I think I might have some dodgy valves now, or a dodgy valve in that amp. But it's too late to go back. But I've got that question mark there, and I think that was a niggling doubt in my mind. So that's why my playing might have been a bit rubbish this week. Well, it's an excuse, isn't it? You know. So I'm aware I didn't really deliver what I wanted to on this playing wise. Okay. Again, it's for you to judge, but I'm just getting that in there before anybody else does. Okay. I could have done better. I don't think it was the guitar. Playability was great. The action was fine out of the box. Perfect for me. The intonation wasn't. The intonation was way out. I had to adjust the intonation, which you can probably see now. These grub screws are screwed almost flush with the back of the tailpiece there. So I've had to pull the tailpiece back to get the intonation correct. I got that. Tuning was okay. You know, you have, I mean, obviously any guitar, when you put a new set of strings on, you have to work at it a little bit, you know, depending what the temperature's like and stuff. So, and the same applied to this, but, you know, most of the time it was, you know, it stayed in tune okay, and I didn't seem to have any problems with me nuts, sorry. And obviously then there's that, you know, that finish kind of stuff. I said earlier there's going to be scratches on it by the time I finish, and I can see little scratches now, little scratches all over the back, just where it's been, you know, a little bit of playing, dullness there where it's been, I suppose, a bit of heat sweat. I don't know if you can see that, holding the guitar against me, sweaty body, I suppose, has caused that dullness in the nitro, and some little fine scratches on the back, and lots of finger marks. So I think that my expectations are kind of cloud my opinion a little bit, because I have expectations. Every time I buy a Gibson, you know, I have expectations, and then little things kind of, they chip away at your enthusiasm, don't they? You know, you go, Oh, look, it's got no scratches. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, yeah, but it is a little bit crap anyway. And, oh, look, you know, the pots would be great. Well, they're not as good as Epiphone ones nowadays because they put CTS pots in, which are better than these. It's the truth, right? These are pretty average compared to, I think, all of the Epiphones I've reviewed recently. Yeah, the fretwork's great. It does stay in tune. It did stay in tune. Okay, no problems there. No problems with that. Pickups, we know that Gibson P90s sound good. Neck was very dark on this. So, you know, I think that, well, I hate to say it, but this guitar, I will. Look, I'm saying it, I will look at changing the pickups and the wiring because, look, today, as far as today's concerned, with a rig that might or might not have been faulty or just improperly dialed in, there was nothing remarkable about that setup. So I might upgrade that. I've got some tasty P90s on order, which we'll talk about another time, and I think they might go in this guitar. So, yeah, so, you know, expectations, you know, they're high, and it's a game of two halves today. It's a game of two halves. I mean, fundamentally, it's obviously a great guitar, but, well, I might say it needs a refinish and it needs new electronics and pickups. Apart from that, neck feels nice. It's got a rosewood board, so, you know, that's good, isn't it? Well, there you go. I mean, you know, that's what you're getting today from me. It's, you know, this bit of where I talk about a guitar is a combination of all of those things. You know, it's all added up to this. This is how I feel about it now, and all of these things have affected me to the point where I go, yeah, I mean, you know, it's all right, isn't it? But I mean, I'll keep it. Probably, but yeah, that's it. It's been a tough one. It's been a tough one this week. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for sticking with it. And yeah, lots of new stuff coming up. Lots of new stuff being unboxed. So I've got loads of stuff arriving at the moment. So if you want to see some more unboxings, check out the TV channel. Okay. theguitaristas.vhx.tv. That's where pretty much every week I'm going to be doing something extra at the weekend, just a little vlog, you know, new stuff that's turning up and so on and so forth. So if you want to support the channel a little bit more, watch a little bit more of me talking nonsense like this, check that out, okay? And of course, I'm back here next Friday, same place, at the same time, with something different. I can't tell you what it is yet because I haven't decided, but join me this time next week and we'll find out. All right? Cheers for now. Ta-ra.